There have been several episodes recently where the quality or the level of training that is afforded to new recruits, to members of An Garda Síochána or the Irish police force, is certainly questioned. Are these new recruits fit for the job? Or even people that have been in the job for a long time, are they fit enough? Are they smart enough? Are they legitimate? Should they even be policing the streets in the first place? Well, here's a case study and a half for you here tonight. We're going to look at this big unit here, a man who goes by the name of Audrius Bliutas. Audrius Belutas, a Monaghan man nonetheless. And the headline here reads, "Run for cover." Run for cover. Who? You? Me? No. Gardaí. They were the ones running from cover from him. Gardaí forced to retreat in tussle with a man who took to a garage with a young child. Well, you would think when there were several members of the Gardaí together and they'd been called out to deal with someone, especially someone who had taken a child into a garage in a highly agitated state, you would think they would maybe try and do everything in their power to subdue this man and safely deliver the child. But no, they ran. They ran. They ran, probably the quickest they've ever ran, until backup arrived. This man was no stranger to trouble either. He was also caught in possession of a shiv. A shiv. What's a shiv, Rick? You might be wondering. Never heard of that before. What is it? Well, it's a bladed implement, sharply bladed implement. But they don't call them knives anymore. You might have heard them called shanks in prison, but we've got a new word to learn tonight, shiv. He was caught with a knife and a shiv. So let your head be scratched no more. So let's get into the details of this one. And this is Audrias Belutas outside Monaghan Courthouse. Gardaí were forced to run for cover when a father of one violently resisted arrest and became involved in an intense struggle with officers during the course of a routine welfare check. A court has been told a routine welfare check. Okay, why would the Gardaí be out carrying out a routine welfare check? Maybe someone out there can enlighten me. Is that the sort of thing they do as a norm? Just wrap doors randomly to make sure everybody's okay in houses? Or maybe there was a reason they were carrying out welfare checks with this chap. 33-year-old Audrius, is it Belutas? Yeah, of Belgium Park. Even the street names in Monaghan are named after foreign countries. In Monaghan Town, came before a sitting of Monaghan District Court following an incident on November the 16th last year at Derrynagrew in Monaghan. Sgt Lisa McEntee told how Gardaí were initially called to the scene on foot of claims by Belutas' partner, the accused had taken to a garage with their child following an all-day drinking binge. Absolutely wonderful. Sure, that child was enriched and enhanced as a result of that experience. The hands of his father or her father, Audrius. This is a picture of him at the courthouse looking his very best, looking his best for the judge. Actually, there's a full length for you with a set of ripped jeans. I'm not sure if he bought them that way or maybe he got involved in a tussle with a lawnmower. But either way, not exactly what you would call creating a good impression with the judge, I would have thought. I mean, has the guy no sense and no wit at all? Did not even get advice like you might want to put on a pair of proper trousers. The judge doesn't want to see your thighs and your knees. When officers knocked on the garage door in a bid to cajole Belutas outside, cajoling, that's a new tactic employed by the Gardaí, cajoling. Sgt McEntee revealed how the accused became highly aggressive, first pushing Gardaí before becoming embroiled in a violent physical altercation moments later. During the scuffle, the court was told he picked up and threw an unidentified object towards Gardaí, a UFO, an unidentified flying object. It hit glass and smashed inside the property. Well, I would have thought if there was a follow-up done. I mean, I'm not a guard. I'm not in the police. But I would have thought at least you would go around the scene and say, okay, we're not sure what he threw at us, but afterwards, there's the broken window. There's whatever it was that hit the window. Let's make a note of it. An unidentified flying object. Sgt McEntee said such was the volatile nature of the incident, Gardaí were forced to retreat for their own safety. What about the safety of his wife? The safety of that kid that was dragged into the garage? Yeah, retreat for their own safety. The upshot of these actions. So there was every cloud has a silver lining, isn't that what they say? So this dark cloud had a silver lining by the looks of it, or did it? The upshot of those actions saw Gardaí charge Bliutas with 2 counts of assault, together with a subsequent shoplifting offence at Circle K Monaghan in March the 6th this year. So he did this last November, and I believe he was bailed. So when he was on bail, he then went on and robbed a garage, shoplifted a garage in Monaghan, March 6th, as well as 2 further public order incidents on the 19th of January at Ruski Monaghan and the town's Market Street area on April the 20th. So November, January, March, and April, he was involved in trouble or shoplifting. The former Sergeant McEntee revealed the former incident took place at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which resulted in 2 further offensive weapons charges being handed down after Bliutas was searched and found to be carrying a penknife and a shiv. A shiv. I bet you that's the first time you've heard that used, but you might hear it more often now. Maybe starting to use this word, so people don't know what it is. He was caught with a shiv. Oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad, does it? What is a shiv? It's a sharply pointed blade. Why not call it a knife? When the court was told Bliutas had a previously unblemished record to his name, well, he blemished it pretty badly in the space of, 3 or 4 months? Defence solicitor Roisin McCourtney applied for a probation report to be carried out. Suggestion appeared to cut little ice with the judge, who said, what will a probation report tell me that you can't? Fair enough. In entering guilty pleas, Ms. Courtney said her rationale was based on her belief Bliutas was a man who could benefit from the court's assistance. He could benefit from a lot of things. A lot of things. She said, despite her client's strong work ethic, he was someone currently attending AA to address drink dependency, having handed over €40. Wow. To cover the cost of the items he stole from Circle K, Judge Finnegan applied Section 1 of the probation, owing to the Monaghan man's previous good character. Bliutas was, however, ordered to undergo probation and community service for the remaining charges before the court was remanded on bail to another sitting in November. So he's back out again. Back out again. If you bump into him, just watch out. If you're in the Monaghan area, there he is. Has a slight angelic look to him, don't you think? Audrius Bliutas. So let me know. Was the judge too lenient, too harsh? Are you feeling somehow relieved or absolutely terrified that this man might be walking the streets of your town? What if he has another bad day? What if the guards are called? What will they do? Will they run away again? Either way, leave me your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And for now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.